Hi guys, welcome to the Golden Cruiser. I'm Cindy, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about whether or not you could really enjoy yourself in the cheapest cabin on a cruise ship. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the inside cabins and whether or not you could really enjoy yourself having this type of cabin. So grab your favorite drink and a snack, sit back and relax, and let's talk about cruising. Now, most cruisers avoid the inside cabin like the plague. Now, usually these are seasoned cruisers that have been on cruises before and know what to expect. No windows or views, and some say it's like sleeping in a shoebox. But is it really? Inside cabins are one of the most underrated travel hacks in cruising. They're not glamorous or scenic, but for some people it helps them be able to actually take a cruise or to cruise more often, saving tons of money by booking an inside cabin. So let's take a look at some of the benefits of an inside cabin. Number one is the value. Now, some passengers would not be able to sail at all or cruise half as much if they didn't book an inside cabin. You can save thousands of dollars depending on the cruise ship and where you're going on just one cruise, rather than booking a balcony cabin or even a window cabin. You can save a lot of money by booking an inside cabin. So for people that are on a budget or would like to go on more cruises throughout the year, an inside cabin might be right for you. It's actually a great value. When my husband and I first started cruising years and years ago, we always went on an inside cabin. So let's look at some other things. Number two is the peace and quiet. Now, an inside cabin can actually be one of the quietest cabins aboard. You don't have windows or balconies which are causing other noises. You're in the center of the corridors, so you won't get that noise that you would get in an other type of balcony, which a lot of people really love the quiet of the cabin. Number three is the sleep quality. Some passengers say they get the best sleep ever on an inside cabin. This is because no windows or balconies or no sunlight coming through the window, waking you up or making it hard to go to sleep depending on where you are. So if you like a complete blackout room at night, you would probably really love an inside cabin because they are pitch black, and people say they sleep the best in these cabins. Number four, it's functional and efficient. Now, some think the cabins are going to be really too small and cramped and not have all the things that the other cabins have, but that's not true. Your cabin is not going to be a huge cabin. You're going to have the basics. You're going to have your bed to sleep in. You're going to have plenty of closet space and storage. You'll still be comfortable in it. Everything that you will need will be in your cabin. You're going to have the same size bathroom and shower as a balcony or a window cabin has, unless you've chosen a suite or something. Then you're going to have bigger space. But you're going to have everything you would have in those others. Some of them, of course, have some more room in them, but you will have everything you need to stay in that cabin. Number five, no guilt or pressure. Now, some people have said that when they purchased a suite, they felt like, well, I'm not getting my money's worth. I'm not staying enough in this suite, so we need to go back to the suite and spend more time in there. And they lost time, going around the ship and exploring the ship or going to activities because they were just in their suite enjoying it. And that's fine if you want to do that. But some people that like to get up in the morning and get out and get into ports, or just get out and get around the ship, exploring it, doing all the activities, then an inside cabin is fine. You just really need it to sleep at night, shower, and get up and go. So it just depends on the individual and what you're looking for. Number six, virtual balcony rooms. Now, did you know that you could actually have an inside cabin that would have an actual view? Well, you can. Some of the Royal Caribbean ships have virtual balcony inside cabins. It's actually a film that's on your wall, floor to ceiling, and it's an actual picture of the outside. So what you're seeing is what people are seeing that have a window view or a balcony. You're seeing the exact same thing in real time, but it's not a real window or a real balcony. Now with this, you can actually turn it off if you don't want it on, say at night, so that when the sun came up in the morning, you can turn this completely black so your room is black again. Now, a lot of people like these because they're less expensive than the window or the balcony. And, you would have that view you can look out at. And then you can also have the pitch black in there. So this might be something to consider also when you're going on a Royal Caribbean cruise. Not all the ships have them, but a lot do. I know our last one, Anthem of the Sea, did have that type of cabin. It was really interesting to me, about that. I thought about it, but we went with the balcony cabin. And then number 7, no balcony neighbor issues. Now, a lot of times if you're on a balcony, if you have a balcony cabin and you're out on your balcony and you're trying to sit there and just enjoy the peacefulness, the person next door might either be on their balcony or they have their balcony door open and someone on the balcony deck is screaming to someone that's way in the cabin, and they're talking back and forth or being loud, or they have music out there playing. So sometimes a balcony cabin is not so peaceful and quiet when you're out on the balcony. And that's an issue you wouldn't have with an inside cabin because you've got no balcony around you. So, and a lot of times on the balcony cabin too, this is rare, but it does happen a lot. I've heard people talk about other balcony people that try to go out there and sneak a cigarette or even smoke marijuana on their balcony. Now, this is against the cruise ship rules, and they could get kicked off the ship for this. So if you do smell something like that, it's best to report it because of fires that it could cause. Just call guest services on your phone. Let them know. They'll be discreet. They won't tell them who reported them. But anything like that does need reported because it is a dangerous fire hazard. So who should choose an inside cabin? Now, if you're cruising on a budget and you're really trying to stretch every dollar, an inside cabin is probably best for you. If you have a lot of ports on your cruise itinerary and you're not going to be, in your cabin that much because you're up and out to ports and then doing activities at night, then that would be a great time to get an inside cabin also. Now, other places, if you're sailing to like Alaska, Iceland, or Norway, you would probably want to get a balcony or at least a window cabin on those cruises because the views there are really part of the experience. They are awesome views. So that is someplace I would not want an inside cabin. But still, if you wanted to go to Alaska and the only thing you could afford is an inside cabin, then just get out of your cabin early and go up to the top deck and you'll have those beautiful views right there. So that's about it. An inside cabin is really nice if you're on a budget. And if you just want to get on that cruise ship and be able to do all the activities and enjoy the ports, you'll have that to sleep in, you'll have it to shower, you'll have your TV in there to watch some TV in the evening or morning. If you're a person that likes to get up and get out of your room and go, there are people that like to sleep in the morning and then they have their balcony and they'll have breakfast on the balcony and take their time getting out of their cabin, or if they want to go back and rest more during the day, then you might want a window or a balcony. If you're going to spend a lot more time in your cabin than out of it, you may want that window or balcony then. But if you're the type that just gets up and goes, an inside cabin will save you a lot of money. You could put that money towards another cruise during the year, or put that money to other things like excursions, drink packages, whatever else you would want, and just save money on it, but still be on that cruise ship. Like I said, my husband and I used to do this all the time, and we always got an inside cabin. We just figured, why spend extra money when we're not going to be in the cabin? Until one time we were sailing to Alaska and we had taken an inside cabin because that's what we were used to. and our travel agent got us a free balcony upgrade. From that point on, I never went back to an inside cabin. That's really hard. If you sail inside cabin and then get upgraded to a balcony, it's really hard to go back. But I would recommend an inside cabin if you are on a budget. It's really worth it just to get on the cruise ship. You have a wonderful place to stay and all the beautiful ports and cruise ship. So what do you guys think? Do you stay in inside cabins, or do you really have to have a window or a balcony? I don't necessarily have to have a balcony, but I do like to have at least a window to look out at, the sea and the ports and everything. Now on this cruise we have coming up in a few months, I did book a cheap balcony cabin because it was almost the same price as an inside cabin, only like $20 more for an obstructed balcony over the inside cabin when I booked. I got a really excellent deal. That's why I booked an obstructed view cabin. I was able to go online, put in the ship name, the room number, and look at the balcony view, which it has a lifeboat in front of it, but you can see over top of it. You can't see down. So for the price I got, we went with an obstructed balcony, which why pay for an inside cabin? That's another thing. Look at all the prices. You might always think an inside cabin is the cheapest, but you might also get the next upgrade up for just a little bit more, which is what I did on this balcony obstructed view. At least we're going to have fresh air. I'll get some view. We'll get some light in there. So it all depends on the individual. Just let me know what you usually cruise, what type of cabin you choose. And I want to thank you guys for stopping by today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. So thanks again for stopping by. I hope to see you again real soon on the Golden Cruiser. Bye for now and have a wonderful day.